Hello, this is Spencer, and this is a patch rundown for patch 1.10 in the game of Fortnite, so let's get into it. This particular patch I would like to classify as a game fluidity patch. Essentially, the game is much more fluid, much easier to navigate, and has a much better and cleaner feel to it, and a much better gaming experience overall. Let's break that down. The first thing we're going to talk about here is a brand new inventory user interface. It is much better than the old interface, which was very jumbled and very just hard to navigate. This new interface makes it much easier. Categories are broken down for you. You have traps and resources in one area. You have ammo in one area. You have equipment in one area, and it makes it much easier to look at that equipment, see what the stats are, see the damage, see the output, see what exactly you're going to get out of each individual item. Very great change, makes it much easier to navigate the game. Thumbs up. Next thing we're going to talk about briefly, if you're an Xbox player, Console King, you're going to have 4 new heroes to choose from that are exclusive to Xbox only. Kind of cool. Next thing, and this is Battle Royale. This is the gameplay. This is the meat and potatoes. So here we go. Decreased chance of getting bandages from treasure chests and supply drops by 35%. I see this as a welcome change, actually. It increases the amount of chances that you're going to get an actual first aid kit as opposed to bandages, so it's a welcome change. Reduced aim assist on controllers, so if you're somebody who uses a controller on your computer or if you're a console king, you're going to see a much better and fluid experience in terms of trying to aim your shots, particularly when using a sniper rifle. Bug fixes, I'm going to talk about just a couple here. 2 main ones just I really want to point out real quick. Improve network priority for doors, improve network priority for chests. So essentially, there are times when you're in the game where somebody has opened a door and you don't actually see the door open. All you see is the person run through it. And then this is the same exact thing with the chest. You open up a chest and it still shows the chest closed even though you already opened the chest. Now, this isn't a perfect system yet because even after this patch is launched, I'm actually going to show this video right here. I'm going to run the clip and it's going to highlight the fact that I've already opened this chest, it's still closed, and somebody has just run through a door it didn't actually open. So obviously it's not 100% yet, but I am glad that they noticed there's a problem and they're working to fix that problem. So thumbs up for the devs on that one. Weapons. Remove tracers from silenced SMG. Kind of a neat change, but don't really see a big change here. Sniper rifles no longer reload while in scoped view. I don't really understand this. I mean, it's not really that big of a problem. You know, even if you're somebody in real life who's shooting down range, there's no point where you would ever reach for ammo and stop looking down range. You're trained to continue to look down range even while you're reloading. You don't look at the side of the gun and put the bullet in. You just keep looking down range and put the bullet in. So kind of weird. Maybe it just increases the balance, makes it a little bit easier so people might be able to escape from kind of like a bad spot where they're being sniped down and they don't necessarily have the range along with it. I can understand it from a balanced perspective, really giving somebody a chance to escape, but at the same time, it really doesn't make sense in the grand scheme of things. Minor bug fixes, exploding grenades weren't working, yada, yada, yada. Boom. Okay, let's just get into the audio. This is the part that I love the most. This is where you're going to see the most changes, and I found it absolutely fascinating. I'm going to throw in some clips right here just to show you what exactly I'm talking about, but just briefly. Reduce volume for ambient trap sounds that made them less frequent. Okay, so traps are easier. You're able to tell that a trap's there. Cool. Added a new warning sound that activates when players approaching a ceiling or a wall trap. Interesting. Teammate footsteps now sound quieter than enemies. A welcome change, in particularly in squads when you're playing with a bunch of people and all you hear are footsteps all around. The fact that your teammates are going to have quieter footsteps will make it that much easier to understand when an enemy is actually coming up to you. If you are spectating a player, their footsteps are quieter. Okay. Added different footstep sounds for wood, stone, metal, dirt, and grass. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This makes it so much easier to actually track where people are. Because when you have just a general sound and you're listening to your right ear, you're listening to your left ear. But let's say you're outside a house, right? You know, is that person on my roof? Is that person on the ground? Is that person walking on wood? Is that person walking on metal? It's really cool. And here's a couple clips here to just help you better understand that as well. Pretty sweet. You can just see the changes. You can see the nuance of it all, and I really appreciate that. Added terminal velocity wind sound. Okay, increase the audio range from sniper guns from 180 to 250, so you have a better understanding where people are sniping from. Kind of a welcome change, I guess. The 70 meters. I mean, if people is able to hit somebody from 250 meters, come on, American Sniper, God willing. Reduce gunshot sound from tactical shotguns, yada yada yada. New sounds from medkit, shield potion, and slurp juice consumables. I like this. It sounds really cool. It's kind of bubbly. I'll insert a clip of that right here. Pretty neat. Next thing, wind volume reacts more dynamically when skydiving or using a glider umbrella. You are going to notice that they actually made it a bit smoother when you're dropping. Your character kind of has these like nuanced feels to it. Doesn't feel like you're necessarily just like this black dot just falling down to earth. It feels like you're actually a character. You're actually a person. The wind's coming up under your arms, under your legs. It's different. It's good. It's a nice welcome change. Anything that's appealing to the eye is always great. Let's go into performance. Okay, so I'm just going to do a very blanket thing. Essentially, the entire game is much more streamlined. Your frame rate's going to be better. Your ping is most likely going to be better. The game in general is just going to have a much smoother feel. I'm not going to go through all of this here, but just keep that in mind. The UI. Okay. This is another big change, and I really like this. You can now view your personal stats and experience gained at the end of the match or when spectating. Awesome. It's awesome. You get to see how much damage you've done. You get to see how much damage you've taken. Damage to structures, all sorts of different stats. I'll actually include that right here. Here you go. And like I said, it looks cleaner. It gives you a better understanding of what you did. It shows you your accuracy. It shows you a much more vivid picture of what you're actually accomplishing in the game. Am I improving? Am I getting better? The stats, the numbers, sometimes numbers lie, but for the most part, these stats are absolutely amazing. It really helps track your progress. Like, how am I doing? Am I improving? Is my accuracy better? Is the damage I'm doing to players better? It's absolutely fantastic. Next thing, you're able to abandon one daily challenge each day. Okay, daily challenges are relatively easy right now anyway. I don't know why you would abandon one, but all right. Added net debug stats. Okay, I'm going to show this as well. It's kind of cool. It's a little bit too large in my opinion. I would love to have this run, but if I could actually move the text smaller, or perhaps even move it to a different part of my interface, because I feel like right there on the left side where they have it spawn on default, it's not a good location for it. I like the fact that I understand what my ping is at any given moment, and I get to see my upload and download speeds in terms of frames if I'm losing anything here or there. But for the most part, it's not really something that you're going to want to keep on until they actually lower or decrease the size of that particular interface. Added some look and feel, yada yada yada. Replace 16-second warm-up timer for waiting for players, yada yada. Just makes it easier. The game gets started quicker. People want to play, problem solved. The revive timer now shows revive progress for both keyboard and controller players. Nice. And I noticed this as well. Increase the size of the large map so it takes up more screen space when opened. So kind of nice when you're falling, you see more of the map, this, that, and the other. At the same time, obviously, if you're in kind of a condensed area and you want to look at your map and you're getting shot at, it's a little bit harder to see people. But, it's a welcome change. Being able to see more of the map, seeing it take up more of the screen is definitely an added benefit, in my opinion. Standard bug fixes, this, that, and the other. And general yada yada yada. I'm not going to do save the world. This is Battle Royale. So let's break down let's break down some big ones here. So just to recap, number one, user interface, much more intuitive, much easier to navigate, much easier to drop items, much easier, much better, much cleaner. Just good. Thumbs up. Okay, new inventory. Next thing, gameplay, aim assist, yada yada. Bandages dropped. Decrease 35, it's fine. Audio, huge change, looks absolutely amazing. Excuse me. Sounds on Grass, sounds on metal, sounds on brick, sounds on wood. Everything's different, makes it better to hear. Teammates' footsteps are also quieter, so it makes it easier when you know an actual enemy is coming up to you. The new sounds for the med kit, the shield potion, and the slurp juice. It sounds freaking awesome. You know, it sounds like you're an alchemist. You just boiled up an awesome jelly and you just sounds really cool. Performance, increased performance, nice. UI, personal stats, and experience after every single match. Understand what you did, understand the stats, understand how you're improving. A welcome change for everybody. And that's about it. Yeah, those are the big ones. If you enjoyed this video, this is Spencer breaking down patch 1.10 in the game of Fortnite. Please make sure to give this a subscribe, a like, and a comment, maybe even a share if I dare so ask one of those. I hope you enjoyed. Have a great time in your next game of Fortnite, and I'll see you out on the battlefield. Peace.